don't know about you, but I'm feeling great this morning.
Amen.
Amen. So let me hear some praise if you're happy to be here this morning.
All right.
I'm here to speak to you on the ways that Dr. King has influenced my very own life.
All right.
His words have ensured me through times of struggle that I should always keep moving forward.
All right.
His words have ensured me through times of struggle that I should always keep moving forward. I want to share with you guys the ABCs of moving forward in 2018 that I have derived from his sermons and teachings.
Come on.
We should first achieve excellence. Aim to achieve excellence in all things that you do. Aim to achieve excellence in all of your endeavors. Once you discover what it is you will do, set out and do it well. Because in your journey of moving forward, no obstacle should hinder our success. We should, in the words of King, be a bush when we cannot be a tree, be a trail when you cannot be a highway, and be a star when you cannot be the sun. We should believe in ourselves.
Yes.
Believe in yourself and believe that you are somebody.
Come on.
Have a deep belief in your own worthiness and somebodyness, and don't allow anyone to make you feel like you are nobody.
Come on.
We should now listen to this, have courage and compassion in times of challenge, because we must have courage when moving forward against obstacles and not become submissive to our circumstances. Because sometimes there comes a time where you must take a position just because it feels right. We should have dignity. Don't be ashamed of your color. Don't be ashamed of your biological features. And don't be ashamed to say I'm black and beautiful. Because even though the dictionary depicts the term as black and ugly, I will set the language right tonight where the term black is the color of coal, which is derived from beautiful diamonds, and black is the color of the sky, which is illuminated by the glittering stars. We should begin with the end in mind. Because in all you do, you should envision yourself at that mountaintop. Take each step knowing where you are about to go. We should forgive because it is much more powerful to take the initiative to forgive and maintain the capacity to forgive, because he who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power to love, as King has stated. There is some good in the worst of us and some evil in the best of us. When we discover this, we are less prone to hate our enemies and more likely to love them. We should believe in God, because nothing is more important than having a relationship with God and serving in his mission, because our love for him should be shown not only in the way we talk, but in the way that we walk. We should ask God to use us and show us how to take who we are, who we want to be, and what we can do, and use it for a purpose that is greater than ourselves. We should have a dream, because like Dr. Martin Luther King, I also have a dream. I dream that one day all of our African American brothers and sisters will recognize the importance of education. I have a dream that one day I will no longer have to have a dream, for my visions will no longer be a distant reality. We should ignite the fire, because sometimes you need just that little spark to get something going. Don't be afraid to take a stance for what is right. You should believe in justice, because if we aren't a part of the solution, you're part of the problem. We should have kindness, because as King has stated, darkness cannot drive out darkness and hate cannot drive out hate. If you want to make a change, you need to stick with love and kindness. We should leave a legacy, because it doesn't matter how long you live or how well you did. We should move, because there's a reason why your windshield is bigger than your rear view. But we should never take for granted the capabilities. Come on. We should never take for granted the abilities we have to use these rear view mirrors now and then to glance behind us, because sometimes the past is just as important in what is going on forward. We should say no more, no I can't, but no I will, because it is important to realize that the life doesn't just happen around you, yet it's completely designed by you. We have the ability to choose our happiness over sadness, the success over failure, and courage over fear. We must reactivate our mindsets. Be proactive in taking responsibilities over the trials we experience in life. We should all overcome, because we shall overcome oppression and violence, and rise together as brother and sister without revenge, aggression, but with love. We should have principles. We should upload King's 6 principles of a non-violent social change. The first being an informative gathering where we will articulate and discuss ideas. We will then educate, because education is key. If you want to make a change, If you want to change mindsets, you must start with education. We must have a personal commitment. Just as it is important for doctors to check on your health, it is important for us to check ourselves. How is your spirit? How is your faith? For in moving forward, we must be healthy in all aspects, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. We must then have discussion and negotiation, because if you want to make a change, you must be able to talk with the same confidence you have when you walk. Be intelligent and be confident and have a conversation. We must then take direct action and apply the pressure, because as I have stated before, sometimes you have to teach people how to teach you. Lightning makes no sound when it strikes. We must then have negotiation and make the change. And remember, in the words of King, that a movement that only moves people is merely a revolt. But a movement that changes both people and institutions is a revolution. We must then have Q quality, because success is not determined by salaries, it is not determined by popularity, it is not determined by credentials, yet it is determined by the quality of your service. We must then have a revolution, because this revolution will be televised. We must then have service, because the values of life are measured by your impact on the world. Everyone can be great, but anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree. You only need a heart full of grace and a soul full of love. We must then be thankful, because, yes, come on, we must then be thankful. Be thankful for we have gotten this far, but there is still work that needs to be done. We must then understand to be understood. Seek first to understand and to be understood. Misconceptions are formulated because of 3 reasons: lack of communication, lack of knowledge, and lack of wanting to learn. In the words of King, people fail to get along because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other. They don't know each other because they have not communicated with each other. We must bridge these gaps moving forward, because the only way to teach and understand is to understand what needs to be taught. We must be valiant, vulnerable, and visible. For we must be valiant and always having hope, vulnerable and remaining open to learning and growing, and visible so that we are never silent. We must then be a warrior, because be a warrior because sometimes you have to teach people how to treat you. We must then X, be a synagogue. Or in other words, act as a tour guide to our younger generation. Because the future of America is in their hands. We must then be able to say, yes, Black lives do matter. And yes, all lives are important, but Black lives matter right now. Because at this very moment, at the table that Dr. King envisioned a nation sitting together, the Blacks are still unable to eat the same as the whites. We must then be zealous. And we must conquer all of these principles by being zealous in our execution. Thank you.